Welcome back. WeArEuS, and this is just a little bit more of the Thaumaturge to further turn both you and me Polish.
It's mainly in the wrist, but you gotta develop the knack for spinning the dice with your fingers.
I'll have to finally make it to some sort of casino.
Shulsky, no dilly-dallying now. Your sister will freeze. Time to begin.
This ritual, are you sure it's safe?
Just trust me, as I trust you'll keep your word. I won't touch a hair on your sister's head.
I'm here, Mr. Roffa.
And aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
What is he talking about? Keep my promise. I promise nothing. I'm still taking the golem, even if I have to kill him to get it. I'm a filthy bastard.
Let's begin.
Don't mess this up.
I'll do my best.
Won't it come?
Patience.
How did it get down here?
Hashem, be merciful.
Have more faith, Feldman. More faith. Yit Kadash Shimiraba. Ready?
Yes.
I take her flaw, you get rid of the golem, and we're quits.
But I'm confused here. Hold on. It doesn't make sense. He takes her flaw, then he says, I get rid of the golem. Doesn't that mean I basically get the golem? Why would I go with 3 and fool him? I don't see how luring the golem with my flaw changes what I'm going to do. I don't see the difference between these options. Because either way, I'm going to end up fighting the goddamn thing, right? That's just how it's going to go. Well, we can go ahead and see, because I have the power of saving and loading. I am a god among mere pigs, in this case. So, let's see how things turn out if we just say yes.
Back in a moment.
Though I really don't want to fight this thing twice.
Mr. Rofa, what?
She'll be fine. It's all over. You're both free.
What? That doesn't... Okay, according to memory, usually when I take the person's flaw, that immediately triggers the fight with the salutor. And like I told you guys before, well, you saw it last episode, I said he is not getting the golem under any circumstances. So it's really weird. Like no, this is not how we're doing this.
Thank you. For my sake and Ligia's.
Not a problem. Come on. We gotta take your sister home.
I'll call you a carriage.
What happened? How did I get here?
I wasn't supposed to tell you, but Rafa brought you.
What?
Oh,
What?
was he saying something?
I mean, this is further confusing.
Why are you asking about Rafa?
God, no reason. I was just curious. I've never dealt with his type.
He's pretty handsome, I guess.
Stop.
Now we're safe from the curse of Sataniswaf. Rafa kept his word and stopped the golem from pursuing us.
So now it's going to serve him.
Maybe I should have played it differently.
Maybe you should have consulted me, huh? It was my flaw.
But you agreed to it.
I'm kidding. You should have seen your face. And what would have happened if you didn't agree to Rafa's conditions?
Besides the golem killing us?
Yes, I'd like to know.
I'll tell you another time. I'm going now.
What? Why not?
All right.
What? Just
I'll
tell
just
her.
stay here a little longer.
Why would you not just tell her? We're here. It wouldn't take that long. And now, see, she's perfectly fine with having the flaw removed, which is cool, I guess. I mean, it's probably going to rob her of most of her major motivation in life, but I mean, if she's okay with it, I don't care. But I want the golem.
It's mainly in the wrist.
At no point whatsoever did I promise he would get the golem. I don't understand how that crap came about in the first place. I told him in no uncertain terms that I wouldn't let him get it. And then somehow it all circled around back to it being a promise on my part that he would be allowed to get it. No. That is not the way this goes.
I've reconsidered our deal, WeArEuS.
There was no deal. I don't know.
What?
I don't understand. I don't understand these lies. Okay. So Velez and the Vukovac. Which doesn't really matter because I'm coming for their throats with Marana. I would assume the guy in front is going to go quickly. So I'll have to make a point of killing him first. There are oh, right. The Salutor himself. Oh, they both have really long turns. Calculated shot for reducing focus. And then just a lot of damage. Nice. Also, I'm wondering what the Salutor's move is going to be, but I can't select him. There we go. Shem. Makes every attack on the enemy deal the maximum possible damage. Well, I don't like that at all. Anyway. First things first. And if we're lucky, we get his fourth one and we can take him out this turn. If not, so be it. He put Shem on that guy. Got it. That's pretty nearly a guaranteed kill. So we'll go for this. Actually, hold on. Wouldn't she would just straight up kill right now? Oh, they are just immune to status effects. Vukovac won't have much use here. Rolling for that, and just in case. Also, what is this guy planning? What? No, I'm... Another Shem, huh? Probably going to put it on the guy in the back. Not you, you. Just to hedge my bets. Come on, you can do this, fellas. I believed in you. So, that guy's at the end of the turn order. This guy croaks. And... can't apply anything to him. Yeah, let's do that. This guy doesn't get a turn. We also have a 50% chance to just outright kill him with our next attack anyway. But let's hedge our bets. And it's good I did. Yes, yes, you're upset, I know. So, what is his next move? Ooh, he's just going to hurt me badly. So the guy in front is going to use chop and inflict bleeding. Stylish shot. And another stylish shot. What does this guy have? Hold on. Focus makes you immune to your actions being slowed or interrupted. Hey, but you know what they don't do? Prevent you from being affected by this. Yeah, we'll use that, and we'll have... He's got 39 health. I don't want to involve the salutor in a long action. So instead, we'll take one from her in preparation for the future. This has a chance of outright killing him. But next turn we eat a lot of damage, which I'm going to mitigate with Old Wound. For now, the problem here is that concussion has a 60% chance of dealing or just outright killing this guy. In which case, you know what? We should have the salutor go first. That solves everything. To have defense, right? Yeah. Reduces damage by 80%. I need to push their turns back. I could inflict her with breakdown by using the Lelic. I use the Lelic to break her. We only get attacked by the Golem and the other shadow. She doesn't come out of breakdown. And she's almost killed by this. Nope, that's only 16, so it wouldn't deal nearly enough damage. Never mind. She goes first, and then we kill him. There might have been a chance we didn't actually get the kill on that guy with how much health he had, but we made it work. Okay, so we're going to do the thing. I'm going to break her, have Marana deal her damage, restoring her focus, and then she'll still be in breakdown state, which we can then take advantage of to finish her off, and we'll use Marana to slow the other woman. Oh, it's all coming together. We're going to take a hit from the golem, but it's fine. I'm confused. Hold on. 18? Yeah, that's 18 damage. Wow, that is rough. Nope, we'll have Marana attack instead. And while she's doing that, we'll be causing you to suffer. Setbacks, am I right? How? Oh. Okay, I see what happened. Wow, that all worked out perfectly. Don't let the golem slip out of your hands.
Not so threatening now, are you?
Even Ganefs have more honor.
I promised you nothing.
Fuck off. No one is allowed to hurt my sister.
Fuck off!
Enough. Stop. Both of you. Not here.
You're lucky, Shulsky.
That's enough, Mr. Rofa.
You'll be looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life.
Let's get your sister to a safe place. I'll call a carriage.
Deja vu, anyone?
What happened? How did I get here?
Feldman helped me bring you here. He just left. He told me to say hello.
That was kind of him. What about the golem?
Now we're safe from the curse of Sataniswaf. The golem is mine now.
And what about my flaw?
Nothing. I didn't want to take the chance that without the flaw you'd become someone else. We're joined by blood and we both carry flaws. It didn't matter to the golem.
So why did you bring me to the synagogue? What was that for?
The truth is that it was your flaw that Rafa was supposed to use to catch the golem.
Which we told her
That was a
about. I don't
mistake.
know why it's sounding
I'm
like
sorry.
we're admitting this to her now.
I almost died of fear because of you.
No, you didn't.
And I sound sorry, don't I?
There will be consequences. Ariel Rafa doesn't seem like someone who easily forgets.
Well, he better forget about the golem because he's not getting it.
How do you feel?
Like before. But more so. I need to sign all the sureties and tackle the shelf of ointments in Miruf. What about you?
For the moment, I'm okay.
He lied. Poorly.
We're safe, since I've got the golem.
I hope you know what you're saying.
I have to go. I think you should rest.
Nonsense. I don't have time for this. Victor? I think Papa would have been proud of you.
Based on what? not interested in the contents of her personal effects. You know, I'm just there to suck up the XP. I'm a growing boy. I need my sustenance. But speaking of sustenance, let's get this ick out of us, please. So, first things first, I need to remember where What's-His-Mug is. It is near the cemetery. And this way. Fill your head with news, then it's paper for your shoes. No? Oh, so now we can just walk in. Oh, right, because the maid took off. Housekeeper, maid, I don't care.
Do you have a moment?
For you, always.
I need your help. Again.
And I won't turn you down again. See? This is your inevitable, cruel end. It's approaching. You won't escape it, nor hide from it.
I don't want to die.
It's not up to you. Sometimes you have to accept the blow. Now, give him the command.
From now on, you will obey me.
Oh, at least he doesn't look like he's dying of AIDS and a chronic crack addiction. Good for him. Okay, I recognize where I am. All right, so that's yet another salutor in the bag. We can go ahead and spend some of this because, you know, I'm such a generous guy. Bloody Debt receives 16 damage in the last round of the state's duration. So every other turn you deal 16 damage. I wish this were a skill itself instead. Then I could tack on something like double damage. But as it stands, it's not good. Because you have to consider the skills you have available. You've only got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth one is the strong attack. So you've only got 3 skills, one of which takes too long to come off or to go off. So something like this just feels even worse if you were to use it with it. Then we have the other 2, the first of which being the quick attack that goes off the same round, and the other one that lowers, actually that might not be too bad. The other one that yeah, I haven't used suffering in a while, have I? So I could, no, this is going to require 2 slots though. So there's no way it'll go on there. So yeah, that's also something we have to keep track of. The fact that pretty much all of these later ones are going to cost 2 and 3 slots to be fitted into a skill. Yeah, I think fitted is the proper usage there. Anyway, so placement itself is just not really good. I do like terror. Wouldn't this... but it's going to be a 2 slot, so I can't put it on distraction. Not distraction, it's diversion, I think the other one is. Diversion is the first one, and then distraction follows it. It's going to require 2 slots to put terror on anything, because that's a pretty good effect. It has to be 2 slots. Which means it's just not going to be useful to me. Granted, it'd probably be more useful than what's currently on distraction, but only barely. Though it would open up the opportunity for me to not have to worry about choosing between defending myself or breaking someone down and eating a whole bunch of damage in the meantime. It could be a difference maker for sure. For now, let's see what lies beyond the golem. So, a new skill, Torment, which goes after old... Oh, right, old wounds is a thing we have. Nope, that's something that... Yeah, old wounds we can attach stuff to as well, but again, we run into the issue of slots for fitting these, I don't even know what to call them, abilities, effects, onto. And all of the starter skills, the first stage skills, however you like to look at it, all of them only have 1 slot. Which means they don't get any of the really fun stuff. So, here we have Torment. Doubles the number of suffering states on all enemies. That is worthless to me. What lies beyond Marana? Fury increases inflicted damage by 140%, but makes the attack on the enemy choose a random target. So you deal double plus 40. It's almost like you're out there trying to kill someone. It's not entirely wrong either. To be fair, I actually want to look down the golem's entire line of future skills. Ooh, it ends pretty much here, huh? I guess we can go ahead and do that then, just to see if it's actually worth it to have... I don't want to say betray, because in the last episode, again, as I've said before now, I chose the option that explicitly told him I was not going to let him have the golem. So let's see. Here we have Iron Skin. Reduces damage taken by 60% for 2 turns. That's not bad. But it also doesn't fit on a 1-round skill. And I need defense on a good defense on a 1-round skill. Next one is Healing Meditation. Restore 17 of your health. Each subsequent... it's not a lot. So beyond Marana, we have Fury and Off Balance, which increases inflicted damage by 30% and allows for the interruption of an enemy's planned action. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Does that... So it just grants you an apparently undocumented chance to interrupt their attacks. Okay, based on the way it's phrased, whatever skill this is attached to, it deals a piddling amount more damage. Literally, okay, maybe it's not that little, but it would have to be attached to something that deals at least 20 damage. If it doesn't, the amount of damage you get from the bonus, from this increase here, is negligible. Anything under 20, you're getting nothing for. So it's even more worthless. And then it just says allows for the interruption of an enemy's planned attack. If it just guaranteed interrupted it, maybe. But this is probably going to be a 3 slot, so you're probably not going to get this off. Not a fan. Torment isn't great either. Frankly, the golem is not worth it. But screw it. The other guy didn't get it, so I'm happy. Also, who knows? Well, then again, I have to be honest. Who knows if I would have needed this Dimension Force Deed upgrade that comes further down the line. I mean, given that this thing is one that you can just potentially lose out on, I would imagine that there isn't going to be anything that requires it that's going to gate progress. But I would just hate to miss out on it, you know? And since we already fought the fight, we're keeping the golem. Granted, Mirana made that such an absolute cakewalk. Slow is broken. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I think I will take Terror. Oh, wait. Wrong. And we'll slot Terror onto... that's not good at all. I actually like the idea of it going on here. Where's Terror at? No, it's Terror as an effect. What was the name of the ability? I wonder if the Salutor benefits from perfect efficiency. It's not particularly useful given that the difference between minimum and maximum damage on your own skills is literally like 1 to 3. Now for the Salutors, if we're talking about the Veles, his strong attack goes up to 75 damage. If perfect efficiency affects that and forces the dice roll to guarantee maximum damage, perfect efficiency is probably incredibly broken for him. But it all depends on if they're actually affected by it or not. And I wouldn't imagine they were because, as I said, it would break Veles. Weak mind is what we were after for distraction. I am looking forward to getting whatever comes after distraction. Whether I'll ever actually get to use it is another matter. And like this is basically a strong attack guaranteed, but you need 3 turns for that. No, not 3 turns. This goes off every other round, so you need 2 rounds, 2, 4, 6. That's too many turns. The enemy will light you up in between these. Even if you have something that grants you, like this, and speeds up your next action by 1 round, you need 5 rounds. That's too many. As I said, they will light you up. And I'm playing on hard difficulty, so they will kill me. See, they don't die, but I die. Seems fair. I'm the god with the power of save and load. Death seems like a minor consequence in that in that case. So let's check what else we have. Slow, then guaranteed slow. I like that. I can set 2 people back, which is really, really going to be nice. I would like something for strong attack that pretty much guarantees value, even if it's a buff that I only get use out of after the attack goes off. Wait. What if we had... Where is it? This, Fury. What if we had Fury on the strong attack? Would it still blow someone up? Even if they're not in breakdown state? I have to know. Breakdown state deals up to 24 damage. So we'll go off of the basis that it's only going to hit 23 every time. That is... I don't know what 40% would be. We'll have to play it by ear from there. That is... We're looking at a minimum of 20... No, not 26. It's... 23 goes up to 46. It would have to be the 40% of the 23. Half of that is, what, like 11? So we're looking at 8 extra damage. So 46 plus 8 is 54. Yeah, that's pretty much guaranteed to kill anyone as long as they don't have the trait that reduces damage by 80%. So I think I'm actually going to get Fury next turn, or next time I have 3 expendable Thaumaturge points. Yeah, I like that. But it's all dependent on whether or not... I wonder, how long can I have someone in breakdown state? It depends on how breakdown state works. I know we've been in this menu a while, but follow along with me, please. If breakdown state lasts as long as it takes for them to get a turn, or be attacked with a strong attack, could I infinitely have someone break down state by using Marana to slow them or interrupt their turn? Or just anyone to interrupt their turn, really. Though I think the slow would probably be better. In which case I would be able to just keep using strong attack and hoping it hits any other enemy but them. and killing them instantly, provided they don't have that particular trait I talked about. Do you see what I'm thinking of here? We usually only fight upwards of 4 enemies max. Having one in breakdown state permanently to feed fury off of and bounce that damage to everyone else, killing them almost guaranteed in one hit per turn. I mean, that's pretty good. Now, if it still treats them as being attacked by the strong attack and resetting their breakdown state to, well, off, that negates this entire plan. But we have to test it to find out. I hope you'll join me once we actually get enough points to purchase that skill. Skill? It's not a skill. It's like a passive effect. Oh, well, that took a while. Okay, so what are we going to put on our strong attack in order to get actual value out of it? Ooh, we could go with Bloody Dead. I like that right off the bat, just so we have that. Can we find something better? Adrenaline would be okay. I like adrenaline. But we're mostly going for breakdown right now with Marana. Nope, this only affects the target, and if they die or are going to die after the attack lands, I mean on the turn after, it's not good. It's not good. Having icy armor, no, but see, it would be really cool if we could stack effects on skills. So, for example, anything that's only one slot, I could fit 3 of them on this skill. And then just have 3 stacked low-tier effects. Or I could mix a mid-tier effect and a low-tier effect in combination on a single skill. That would make this so much better. Because as it is, the system feels like it tries to do something, but it comes out pretty shallow because you can't use these other skills at will. You have to use one, then the next one. And if things go to crap, you're never getting to this second one. Because you're either trying to mitigate damage or interrupt their attacks, hopefully. So, again, it just feels really shallow, like you could do cool things, but only if things work out for you, and they won't. Because the enemy is almost always going to outnumber you. Anyway, back to selecting things for the strong attack. Exposure is out, bond of speed is out. No stiffening. Increases damage by an additional 100%. That requires me to take an extra step, which I prefer not to. I wonder if accidental damage went off after, does it go off as the attack hits or after? This is interesting because if it goes off after the attack lands, hitting the enemy with a strong attack resets them from the breakdown state, restoring their focus. If this goes off, and frankly, no, it doesn't work because, again, you're using a strong attack on the enemy who's already probably going to be dying or dead when the attack hits. Which means the extra focus that you lose, or you cause them to lose, isn't valuable. So this could be okay, but I prefer to get the fight over with as quickly as possible so I don't have to risk lowering my focus. And we've done pretty well at that for the past 3 fights we've been in, including the one with the salutor. Increases the damage of the salutor's next attack. Not great either. Yeah, I think Bloody Debt is the best option here. That's extra damage that goes off and almost guaranteed. I know it suffers from the issues I've been harping on already about if the enemy dies from the attack, it doesn't really do anything for you. Frankly, going for a buff that affects myself would be best. Like adrenaline or Bond of Speed isn't great. Icy Armor isn't great. Brutality might be okay, but what else do we have coming? Increases inflicted damage. That's the one you want to put on the strong attack. That way you might not need the salutor in order to finish someone that has high enough HP. That's what I was going to say. In which case, the salutor can move on, named Marana is what I'm thinking, moves on to the next person and interrupts their turn and reduces their focus, putting you ahead of the game, which is always a good thing. Thick skin wouldn't hurt to go on the strong attack either. And I'm still eyeballing that fury tech I was talking about. I pressed the X button trying to buy it. I was so excited. For now, we'll go with concussion because most of the other self buffs aren't particularly great. If adrenaline affected the salutor as well, okay. But it almost guaranteedly doesn't because there are other specific buffs that only affect the salutor. Okay. We spent a good while in there, but if you guys stuck with me, you got something. Ugh. I'm a little thirsty. My throat just suddenly turned Sahara on me. Okay, from here, where are they trying to get me to go? The Thaumaturge's meeting place. It's still the same area. What else do we have to do? That's all main quest stuff. The Tailor's Dilemma. Football, lesson in drawing. Most of this stuff is just going to be XP farming. And, of course, collecting those neat little sketches. I like those. Why are there timers on these things? Oh, screw it. Yeah. Okay. also have to keep an eye out for potential things to have appeared. Theater repertoire. Okay. Theatrical pandemonium. Include a performance by a theater troupe from Thailand. Newspaper. Numerous folds and food stains marking the pages. Bitter reflections on whether it's appropriate to comment on the photo of Konechkin's desk gather in the folds of the paper. The conclusion? It was a mistake paid for by the bastard task of tailing the young rich man. Only one thing can bring this suffering to an end. A juicy denunciation. The sparkles say there's something else around here. Cigarette butt. A cigarillo rolled with precision. Someone here has skills. The perfectly rolled cigarette butt is wrapped in thoughts as bitter as poor quality tobacco and burned through with the claim about the certainty of tomorrow. A comfortable home, elegant attire, things that can't be bought on the modest salary of an Ahrana agent. I think to say Ahrana? 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 I don't remember. I heard it like 2 episodes ago. So, things he can only dream about. The conclusion we derive regards the sad men. Not the sad men parade. Nope. We need a high school girl for that. It seems that Konechkin sent his men to tail me. Is that a compliment or an affront? It's hard to tell. The men are clearly disgusted by the task and would be happy to report back to the chief with the spicy details of my life. I could convince them that their job is done.
Since we keep following one another around, maybe we should introduce ourselves.
What are you talking about?
You guys are so devoted. Is the pay worth so much hard work? Maybe it's time to fight for a raise.
I don't want to keep mucking around in this crap. Not for this kind of money. Following some spoiled brat around, standing for hours outside people's windows. And God alone knows what for. Not for this kind of money.
Wait up. I'm not gonna stand here on my own with him. Let's talk to the chief.
The comment about looking through people's windows reminds me. Apparently there were some whores looking through the windows of Victor's home, which bothered Ligia, which bothers me. So I actually want to go back to the whorehouse. I just like saying whore. The whorehouse in order to see why they keep leaving their appointed, I want to say kennel, but that's not the right term. Territory isn't right either because it makes them sound bigger than they are. They're sluts for money. So, bottom of the rung. But I don't think for a second that there will be any conversation worthwhile to be had over at the whorehouse, no matter who I speak to. So, yeah, if I don't get like a quest prompt for it to be able to look into it, I would just end up spinning my wheels. I bet.
I had no idea about this place.
Meeting place. The floor is covered by a thick layer of dust. No one's been here in a long time. Oh, crap. That yawn caught me off guard.
I know this place.
conspirator's trace, the same precision, the same exactness. I know this trace. I discovered it on the box in Father's study. Thus we realize the coffee lover. It seems that the person who asked Father to meet is a doctor with ties to revolutionaries. I would never have guessed that Stanislav Shulsky, a symbol of prudence and conformity, actually had subversive friends. I need to meet this doctor. Got it. Dirty cup. You can still see dried coffee residue inside. There are words in the cup spoken with care and precision. The issue they refer to is a difficult one. It concerns young people with extreme, revolutionary views. Those who hurt and are hurt, and later end up in his clinic. The trace belonging to Doctor Who. The good one, not the latest one. Or the latest two. Rabbit's trace, the warmth of the Sabbath candles, the joy and pride in the community of which one is part. I know this trace. It belongs to Rabbi Sofer. One of Father's mysterious friends was Isaac Sofer, whose amulet I found in the study at home. Box of cookies. No. There are cookies inside, dry as dust. They're stuffed with a dilemma, because the trousers are, admittedly, tight around the waistline, but it's pure, and one must rejoice. And how is one to rejoice without sweets? Sweets and rejoicing go hand in hand, and a rabbi must rejoice during the carnival, not just for himself, but also for others. It's part of his duties, for one.
Hello, sweet secret.
Broken plates. Once there was the plates. Now it is no more. Oh, the fragility of existence. The shards are livid. The conversation was calm, until it wasn't. Emotions soared, manners evaporated, and the smell of expensive tobacco, disappointment, and ambition hung over everything. What once was whole became disintegrated. The proud name plate was replaced by the insult junk. Forever. Thus, we determine the mysterious tenement house. It's impossible to mistake for anything else. Tobacco, disappointment, and ambition. Father's trace. This is where he would meet with his shady friends, apparently accompanied by heated arguments. Typical.
I think that's everything now. So, besides Father, there were two more. A candy lover and a coffee lover. Konieczkin must have had one of them in mind. Quit whining. Mr. Sweet Tooth is definitely Sofer. He died before Father, so he's not the one who took the grimoire. That's what I call you now. The doctor. Because you help rabbis and people the hospital is off limits to. Rebels and revolutionaries. Luckily, I know someone who matches the description. Maybe we'll find out what she needed that ammunition for. Come on, we'll be careful. Time to get some donuts at Roblitz.
Okay. Weird, he got hung up on the doorway. I was about to insult his intelligence. So let's see. Okay, we'll go over to the bazaar, and that's where we will finish the episode. I apparently tried to swallow my lips for a second. Oh, apparently Upir has something he wants to communicate with us over. But that will have to wait until next episode. Let's see, what was our last save? 22 for dangerous friends, 1529. Oh yeah, it's been an hour. Easily. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves and everything you've seen here. And some of the stuff you've heard, because, again, going back to when we spent about 20 minutes in the menu, going over our skill setup, there is some good stuff, potentially, depending on how Fury works, depending on what buffs we may self-buffs that they have to have a duration longer than a single turn, which is one of the reasons why Icy Coat or whatever the frick it is so trash. One, because 4 damage is nothing, though if you combine that with the 60% damage reduction, you get some really, really gross defense. Like, disgusting stuff. But it's only really disgusting for a single turn. And thus is not really suited to being put on... Actually, that could be pretty good. Hold on. Not that. If we put... Oh, it's... But see, it's only a 2. It's a 2. If this is not good enough to be a 2 slots effect, I'll just call it a buff. This is not good enough to be a 2 slot buff. It is extremely overvalued at being 2 slotted. If this were a 1 slot, I could put this here, then put the one that increases damage resistance by 60% on this one. And then if we were to combo that with, say, body stiffening, the enemy would deal probably less than 5 damage no matter what. And in cases where they deal less than 10 damage, they'd probably hit for 1 HP. So you could go with a build like that, but I prefer damage. See, the defense thing, you're spending all of your time and turns maintaining it. While I would assume trying to whittle down your enemy with, well, you could combine that with suffering, which deals pretty wild damage if you get it stacked. So you could go for an icy armor, body stiffening. What is the other one? What's the one that increases or decreases the damage you take? Surely I have it, and I didn't slot it because I don't like it. I mean, I do have... Is it still over here? Is that why? Okay, yeah. Iron skin. So, combining these two with weakening, well, the weakening effect, I don't remember what the skill itself is called. Body stiffening. Icy armor, iron skin, and body stiffening. And then combine that with suffering to just buy yourself time to basically live forever. And then you could have Upir just Upir and Velez constantly healing you in between. You would have to have Upir remove the heal restriction. But otherwise you can heal yourself every other turn. But you'd have to use Velez because Upir's healing is dependent on how much damage you've taken. Meanwhile, the build itself would be centered around taking as little as possible, so you'd heal for nothing from Upir anyway. So if you have the game, or if you're for whatever reason planning to get it, you now have an alternative build, or you could just steamroll once you get Marana. Anyway, you can't get Iron Skin until you get Marana. No, until you get the Golem anyway. But you can still slot together Icy Armor and Weakening. Though I have no idea what you're going to put them on. Good luck to you for that. Anyway, that is enough theory crafting for one video. Just plenty. Too much, some might say. But I hope you guys appreciate it just the same. The next episode will be out on... This is going up Monday. Next episode will be on Wednesday. So, if you're interested or you're curious to see if we managed to get the Fury build off the ground, feel free to come back and eyeball another hour or so of the Thaumaturge. Regardless, it will be here. And so, with all that said, we will see you next time.